Hello, it's Juliet. I am back with another nutrition post, and this time it is about sugar. Just 1 second. Propped up my pretty vase so we could have some ambiance. So, like I said, today I wanted to talk about sugar. A lot of people struggle with trying to limit their sugar intake, and that is totally understandable because sugar is kind of like a drug. It activates the dopamine in your brain and actually produces a ton of dopamine in your brain, so it makes you think that you want more and more and more, just like, a drug. So that is probably why it's a really hard thing to cut back on. So I first wanted to just talk about why sugar is so bad for you. There's all different kinds of sugars, but the sugars that are considered bad for you are going to be your table sugar, and which is granulated white sugar, cane sugar, any type of sugar that is going to spike your blood sugar levels. So I actually wrote down a list. That's not it. Here we go. In no particular order, this is just an alphabetical order. We have agave nectar, brown sugar, cane crystals, cane sugar, corn sweetener, corn syrup, yummy, crystalline fructose, dextrose, evaporated cane juice, fructose, fruit juice concentrates, glucose, high fructose corn syrup, tasty, honey, invert sugar, lactose, malt sugar, maltose, maple syrup, molasses, raw sugar, sucrose. Okay, so those are the ones that are going to be quickly absorbed into your bloodstream and spike your blood sugar level. And what happens when your blood sugar level gets spiked is your pancreas starts producing insulin. And when you are on a diet that is habitually consuming sugar that spikes your blood sugar level, your pancreas is constantly producing insulin. And after 50 years of this happening, and as you're getting older, your body's just like worn out. And that's why a lot of people end up with type 2 diabetes. So type 2, different than type 1. Type 1, you're born with. Type 2, you can get from burning out basically your pancreas, your insulin, and overworking that part of your body. So that is why it's really important to decrease, limit, and keep your sugar, either swap it out for like a non-blood sugar level spiking type of sugar, or just really limit it. And they recommend, it's not like a daily allowance, you should have this amount of vitamin C, but they want you to limit it to at least, I think, 26 grams a day for women and 38 for men. So that's about 6 teaspoons of sugar for women. Another reason why, or many more reasons why, you want to limit your sugar is not just because of diabetes, but inflammation. You know where inflammation leads by now. So inflammation throughout your body. So that's going to cause a slew of other health issues as you continue to cause inflammation and don't take care of it. It also increases your triglycerides, which is fat in your blood. That sounds delicious. It increases the dopamine in your brain, which makes you want more sugar. You gain weight. It can also give you high blood pressure, cancer, dementia, which is a terrible disease, and heart disease. And actually, even if you're not overweight, you can get heart disease from consuming too much sugar. So those are some terrible, terrible reasons, and some very good reasons to want to cut back on your sugar intake. Okay, so the other kinds of sugars that a lot of people tend to gravitate towards when they want to reduce their sugar are low calorie sweeteners. And right now there are 6 of them that are on the GRAS, which is the generally recognized as safe by the USDA. And those are, and I'm sure you've heard of them, aspartame, acesulfame, and I'm probably going to butcher these words, acesulfame, which are the brand names Sunet and Sweet One, saccharin, which is Sweet and Low, NectaSweet and Sweet Twin, sucralose, which is Splenda, neotame, which is Nutame, and adventame. I don't know. There's no brand name for that one, and that one's actually 20,000 times sweeter. 20,000 times sweeter than table sugar, regular table sugar. Aspartame is 200 times sweeter than table sugar, and it goes under the names Equal, NutraSweet, and Sugar Twin. Besides those two, there's also two other ones, monk fruit and stevia, and those are not GRAS approved, but they are working on doing that. Stevia is actually derived from a plant, and a lot of people use that. I personally don't like the taste. Not a fan. Monk fruit, actually, I do believe my Energize is made or sweetened with monk fruit now. They switched it. It used to be beet sugar, but I think it's monk fruit now. So those are those ones, and I'm not going to dive into those because there's a lot of studies still going on, but if the USDA generally considers them safe, that doesn't mean much to me because they've said things before that I don't trust. So do your own research. If you're trying to get off sugar, the thing is, a lot of people, they get off sugar and then they go to these low-calorie sweeteners, but then they're hooked on those and they think that that's a healthier alternative, but you should just cut back. You should just ease back. Like, I used to work in a fast food restaurant, and like a sit down with I was a waitress type of restaurant. I'm not gonna name it. And I would literally see people take those packets, like all the pink packets, and dump all of them. They're 200 times sweeter. I don't know which one's the pink one is. Maybe Splenda. It's 600 times sweeter. They would take all the packets and dump it in because they had just built up a tolerance to the sweetness that they just needed more and more and more and more. I worked at a retirement home too, and this woman had awful health problems. She wasn't in the retirement home. She was actually the daughter of somebody in the retirement home. But this woman was, her liver was shutting down, if I recall, and she was hooked on unsweet tea, but then she would take, I can't even tell you how many packets of low-calorie sweeteners, just hundreds. I don't even know. Tons. Oh, and I wanted to go over what is the difference between those sugars that spike your blood sugar and the sugars in fruit. Fruits are a good substitute when you are having like sweet tooth cravings. They're a good way for you to quench that craving, and they actually contain nutrients and fiber, and so because it has fiber, it's slowly absorbed into your bloodstream, so it's not spiking your blood sugar. So that's why fruit is not something that you should stick your nose up to if you're trying to cut back on sugar. Totally fine. Also, if you're trying to cut back and you are a soda drinker, just because you switch to Diet Coke doesn't mean that it should be a short-term switch. You know what I mean? Like, if you're drinking like a regular soda every single day, like a regular Coke every single day, and you want to start stepping away from that and you go to Diet Coke, or what is it, Coke Zero, it should just be a short-term thing. It shouldn't be something that, okay, now I'm just going to drink Coke Zero. I guess it's a better alternative, but probably not, because I don't really care for all those low-calorie sweeteners that they sweeten them with. So it should be like a stepping stool or stepping stone to like help you get off of soda entirely. You should just avoid sodas. Sodas are just bad for you. And I wanted to say high fructose corn syrups are labeled as natural. So don't be fooled, read your labels, learn what all the terms are that the FDA likes to let sneak by, because high fructose corn syrup is considered natural. And the last sugar I wanted to talk about is actually sugar alcohols. And you are probably familiar with these as well. They're in gums, cookies, ice creams, and your favorite, Monsters. I think it's a xylitol or erythritol in white Monsters. They have other colors now, but the sugar-free ones have these sugar alcohols, and they actually don't spike your blood sugar. They're really good for your teeth. They won't rot your teeth out or decay them, and yeah, they won't spike your blood sugar. But some people can't tolerate some of those things, and they'll actually get gas and bloating and a whole bunch of digestive issues. So if you drink white Monsters and you feel gassy or bloated or stomach pains like I used to, maybe you want to stop drinking those. Also can cause diarrhea. But erythritol actually is well tolerated by most people, they say. And sugar alcohols, I'll name them off, are sorbitol, xylitol, lactitol, mannitol, erythritol, and maltitol. And they also cause extra water to be absorbed into your digestion, into your intestines. So you're probably retaining a lot of water from those. And those sugar alcohols are also actually in medicines like cough syrups. got a lot of tips here. Okay, so why might you be craving sugar? One of the main reasons you might be craving sugar is you're addicted to sugar. Um, Another reason, lack of sleep. And so your body's like, I'm tired, please wake me up. And our body just automatically knows that sugar is going to spike our blood and make us, yeah. So that might be one reason. Practice trying to get better sleep. I feel like I'm losing light. Lack of sleep. Your hormones being out of whack. Maybe it's that time of the month, which is very normal. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just enjoy that chocolate, lady. And stress. A lot of us are emotional eaters. Probably 100% of us will at some point emotionally eat our way through a box of Oreos or something. So it's normal. But you just want to be consciously aware of it and try to read labels, cut back where you can. Go for, if you drink regular milk, make sure you're drinking, a good brand of milk. I don't drink regular milk, but a lot of them have tons of sugar in them. And if you're drinking like the daily recommended amount of milk, you're like getting way too much sugar just from milk, and you're thinking of like doing something good for your bones and stuff like that. And and almond milk, actually I drink unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and I think it has like a gram of sugar in it. I try to get also my coffee creamer, almond creamer with very little to no sugar. I haven't found a no sugar one that I actually enjoy. So there's just so many different places. Fruit juices are the worst. I don't even drink orange juice anymore. It's just too much. Just read your labels, and then you'll just be able to make more conscious decisions about where you can cut back on your sugar intake, because it's just ridiculous. They put sugar in everything. Here are the fixes. Here are some tips for you to help you fix your sugar addiction. Okay, so in the morning, eat something that I would consider neutral, something that's not going to spike your blood sugar. Something with a lot of fiber, protein, fats, good stuff like that. I wouldn't go for a bagel. I wouldn't go for a donut. I wouldn't drink that glass of orange juice, just because those foods will spike your blood sugar, and then you're going to probably end up crashing later. So eat something neutral in the morning, and then throughout the day just eat well balanced out meals. And to me, that's just making sure that I'm hitting all the food groups, protein, carbs, and fats, and just getting tons of nutrients, just smashing my body with nutrients, and just making sure I'm not crashing and depending on sugar to make me feel energized. Pack yourself healthy meals so that you're set up for success. You don't want to be stuck somewhere where you don't have access to food. So that's why meal prepping is like so beneficial and can really help people get back on track, just because you're less likely going to go and hit the vending machine and stuff like that, or go through fast food drive-through. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. Don't go anywhere where you're going to be out of the house for a long time without like a healthy snack on you. I always make sure I'm bringing a whole thing of water, a whole thing of my smoothie that I love to drink every day, and one of my beach bars, because it's chocolatey goodness. Don't deprive yourself of treats. Have some every now and then, but just everything in moderation. But don't deprive yourself, because you'll just end up going on a bender. You'll just binge on it one day, and it'll just be bad. Don't starve yourself. Please don't starve yourself. Starving yourself, your body will just be screaming at you to freaking feed it, and it will want sugar, because sugar is broken down into glucose, and that's what your primary source of energy is for your body. So when you starve yourself or you let yourself get hungry, the first thing it wants is sugar. So that might also be a big reason for your cravings, is if you're not snacking on healthy snacks, like, some almonds, walnuts, or anything to like keep you tied over until your lunch break or something like that, you're probably going to feel that intense low blood sugar, and you're going to be fiending for some a sugar hit, like fast. And it sounds like a drug addict. I mean, it literally feels like that. So yeah, prep yourself up. Don't bring that shit in your house. I have made this mistake where on Fridays we go to the donut store, and I would buy a dozen donuts, and I have a family of 5, and my fiance likes to eat a lot, and so do my kids. But my kids are also very busy, and so sometimes they'll just be out of the house and I'll be left with this box of donuts, and my fiance won't even know that they exist for some reason, and so then I just have access to donuts and it's bad. So I've cut back and I only get half a dozen, so somebody gets lucky with an extra one, not me though. But yeah, don't bring that stuff in the house. Try to also swap out your favorite treats that you know you enjoy. Try and find like healthier versions of them or healthier alternatives. And also try to make your sweet treats at home, because the stuff you find in the market is dense in sugar. They don't care. They're gonna pack in the sugar if they can. Know where the sugars hide in your foods. Like I've read off all those lists of all the different kinds of sugars. High fructose corn syrup is a sugar. It's awful for you. Corn in America is, I don't even know, 90% genetically modified now. It's just bad news. Don't depend on it for your energy. Listen to your body. It's always signaling what it needs. You just have to know what it's saying. I've gotten to the point where I can tell if my body needs more protein or if it needs more carbs or if it's craving a fat. It's weird, but like after a while, you just figure these things out. And basically after a while, you'll just retrain your taste buds into not really needing it so much. You know, you'll have weaned yourself off of it. So if you can go cold turkey and you can get completely off of sugar, more power to you. But I don't know, I feel like I gotta live, and there's no way in hell that I'm ever gonna go without eating, you know, donuts or dark chocolate or anything like that. And that's another thing too, is dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate, and I think that's probably one of the best alternatives that you can pick. And I love the dark chocolate from Aldi's. It's made in Germany, and it's awesome. It's super good. So find sweet treats that are also beneficial for you and not just empty calories, not completely lack of nutrients. And another thing I do is when I get that craving for something sweet, I will try and eat something like an apple, because an apple to me, like the Pink Ladies or Honeycrisp or the Galas or Fuji, those ones are like super juicy and sweet to me. So I'll try that, and if it's just not cutting it, then I'll go for the dark chocolate, and they usually fix the problem. But I also depend on my shakes to cut the cravings. I get late night cravings, and so I'll sometimes keep my shakes available to me until at nighttime, so I don't have to, you know, feel bad about going downstairs and wanting to chow down on some junk food, which I typically don't even bring it in the house, but you know, sometimes I do, and it's not good. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. If you really like this video and would like to see more, don't forget to follow me if you're watching this on Instagram, or hit the subscribe button if you saw this on YouTube, because I'm probably going to post them in both places. And if you would like, let me know down in the comments what else you would like me to talk about, because I love talking about nutrition and I could talk all day about it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.